Hi everyone, another fine day, another really beautiful day. And today, it's a continuation of what we started a few days ago, or a continuation of a conversation about our community, a continuation of a conversation that is geared towards building our community. Like I always say, it takes us to build our community. It takes me and you. It takes me and you and the other persons and the other people and every other person to make our community that one place we want it to look like. Hi. Um, we started a conversation about Iwing Marketplace the other day. We did not only talk about Iwing Marketplace, we talked about the founder, Mr. Ivan, and we did not only talk about the founder, but we talked about so many things. For those who have not watched that video yet, please go and watch. For the few who are watching right now, please don't forget to share this video. And what we're trying to do here today is have a conversation about what we can do to get better, what we can do to make it better, what we can do to make some progress. Because that's what everyone is supposed to be doing those things or investing in those things that will make our community better. Welcome to Toride, Boss Ivan.
It's a great pleasure, man. You're doing a fantastic job. I really appreciate all what you're doing, to spread information. Information is power.
That's true. How was the weekend?
Well, it was very beautiful. One of my little cousin was getting married, so we were there yesterday at is it Notting Hill Place?
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really beautiful place, and the wedding went really well. So
Well, so when you go to events like that as a business person, beside the njoka, beside enjoying the wedding, are there other things you kind of like do, or you just is when you go to an event like that, it's about the event and that's it?
very good question, man. So when I go to an event like that,
Hmm.
80% of the time I network with other people.
Okay.
Networking is very, very important, and this is something that I see we neglect in our community because oftentimes when I go to a pure Cameroonian or African wedding,
Mm-hmm.
I see people sitting and not interacting with other
Others,
people.
yeah.
you know these kind of events, be it wedding, be it birthday party, these are opportunities for you to actually meet new people
Mm-hmm.
and talk to them. So I spoke to quite a good number of people,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the time, I know the challenges people face
Mm-hmm.
is how to start a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are in a wedding or a birthday party,
Mm-hmm.
the easiest way to start is just to ask, different people, like, how are you connected to the
Mm-hmm.
celebrant? How did
Celebrants.
you know the celebrant?
Mm-hmm.
That open up conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the person respond, then you can now start trying to ask them, like, oh, did you fly from far?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Did you fly from far? How was your trip to the location?
Mm-hmm.
All those things, people love to share information.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start that way, it gives people the opportunity to open up,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not like you're trying to dig in their privacy.
Issue. Mm-hmm.
And then from there you can move now, like to ask them, like, oh, what's your job like,
Mm-hmm.
or what do you do, and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
or are you in a business, or and how did you get started? People
Mm-hmm.
love to share information
Wow.
about themselves. So one good thing that happened, I met Cappuccino.
Yeah.
Clifford is one of the best MC and comedian that I've been following for quite some time.
Cameroonian or
I
Nigerian?
think he should be Ghanaian. If he's not Nigerian, he's Ghanaian,
Wow.
right? So I went and greeted him.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I'm a big fan. I've been
He
watching
was
you.
the MC for the
He was
wedding.
the MC for the
Mm-hmm.
evening. I didn't even know. You see, that's why it's good to,
Mm-hmm.
go out there and meet people.
People.
And so I didn't even know he was gonna be there. But when I saw him, I was so happy. So I let him do his job.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when I saw, like, okay, things were coming close to an end,
Good.
yeah, I went and greeted him. He was very nice. He greeted me as well. And I told him, man, I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
I
Wow.
follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, wow, thank you so much. And I'm really glad to hear that. And then we now strike the conversation. I said, I have this platform. It's called Iwing Marketplace, which
Mhm.
I think is very, very beneficial to get more people on board in our
Mhm.
community. I'd
Mhm.
like to show it to you. He said,
Mhm.
yeah, go on. So I
Mhm.
pull up my phone really fast. I showed him the search engine. I just quickly put like some search parameters.
Mhm.
I Since it's an MC,
Mhm.
I choose the MC category,
Mhm.
and then I hit go. The list came out of MC that are in the platform, and then I click on one of the profile. I think that was
Mhm.
on MC Child's profile,
Yeah.
and I show him like, look, these are your social media.
Mhm.
People can just check your social media. They can call you,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Wow, this is amazing." He was like, "You build this shit?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Wow.
He said, "This is my number." He didn't even wait for me to ask his number. Look, this guy is very humble, and I really
Mhm.
appreciate that. So these are one of the benefits to go out, and network during events.
Wow. I think I really have to learn how to do that because me, I'm really I the worst is I already concluded I'm not a good communicator, and I feel I'm an introvert, not a good communicator. I like to stay in my own corner and all of that. But I understand what you're saying. As a business person, we need to, and not because we are even business person. I think it's easier to build our community, to actually push our community to a better place when we talk to people,
Right,
not talk about people like most people like to do. We
right,
are supposed to talk to people,
right.
get to that's
Find
the
out
only
their
way we can,
challenges,
yeah, get to
how they get
understand them,
started,
understand what
yeah,
that's it.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but
Mm-hmm.
mind you, sometimes a lot of we Africans, we
Mm-hmm.
Cameroonians,
Mm-hmm.
Ghanaian, Nigerians, a lot of us,
Mm-hmm.
we underestimate ourselves, and we don't know how to sell
Yeah, one
ourselves.
second, please. For the few that are watching, I would like you to comment. If you're somebody who has a business, please uh just write the name of your business in the comment section so we can look that up. When the time comes, we can actually highlight the name of your business on the screen so others can
And
follow
that's
you.
free marketing.
uh that's community service. Yeah, comment the name of your business on there, and if you have any questions for Ivan or even for Nasako or Turidi, comment as well. Please share the video. We want to have more people watch so we can have that conversation that we have always wanted to have. You were saying something. Sorry, I cut you short.
No, no problem at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we as Africans, we are Cameroonians,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know how to sell ourselves. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of us,
Mm-hmm.
even people that are just starting or people that have been in business for so long, because like when I go around and do, iWin Marketplace highlight where I try to tell the stories of business owners
Mm-hmm.
in our community, 70% or 80% of the time, most of the people that I meet have never done an interview,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, to talk about their business.
Business, which
So,
is very important.
which is very important. So, the first step is I try to coach them, build
Mm-hmm.
their confidence, and
Mm-hmm.
then we try to do some preparation for them
Mm-hmm.
to understand the process.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do all that, you see, they become like very, very well articulated. Like they
Mm-hmm.
can express themselves
Mm-hmm.
really well. You won't even believe that that was the person who was afraid initially. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I say that, that we need to learn how to interact. We need to learn how to communicate, and the best way to do it is to find friends
Mm-hmm.
that knows how to communicate. Or you come to, Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I do every day on
Mm-hmm.
Iway Marketplace. It's not just about listing businesses on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
I try to make sure that you take your business to the next level.
Wow. Taking your business in the next level. We have to because at the end of the day, life is about progress. I think that for me that is one of the only thing I focus more on when I think about life, when I think about today, when I think about yesterday. I definitely will end up thinking about tomorrow, and when you're
Very
thinking about
important.
tomorrow, tomorrow is in front, so
Very
you have to move
important.
to tomorrow, which means you have to make some progress. And making progress is not just about some specific places in your no. Or we make progress as individuals, and we most importantly we have to make progress as a community.
Right.
Mr. Ivan, what are some of the? I think the other day we did not talk about your challenges. What are some of the challenges you face as Ivan or as Iwing? marketplace?
There's so many challenges.
Mm-hmm.
One of it is our community. We have many talented people. We have many talented people,
Yeah.
but they have not been able to harness
The
their
talent.
God-given talents,
Yeah.
because we're not just placed here to live.
Mm-hmm.
God has gifted all of us
Mm-hmm.
with some talents. So it's your duty to find that talent, to
Mm-hmm.
look for the things that God sent you here to do,
Do.
you know. And like I was saying in the other interview, like when you're still young, right, and you've
Mm-hmm.
not started a business, it's good to do multiple things,
Mm-hmm.
or just if you have uncles that have like businesses, go around, try to see what they're doing, and you study.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that will open up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So the challenge that I have right now is that we have so many talented people, but they are afraid
Mm-hmm.
to take a step
Yeah.
to start their business.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
They are afraid to start up. So
Wow.
they just go around in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a lot of people who are not even talented as them,
They're pushing.
they're pushing. So I want to use this opportunity to speak to young Africans, young Cameroonians
Mm-hmm.
who have not yet started a business, young graduates who have just graduated and then they don't know what to do with their life. They
Mm-hmm.
don't know where to go, how to start up anything, and
Mm-hmm.
they applying for a job for many years and probably not gotten any job.
Anything.
You can start up any business and
Mm-hmm.
you will be successful.
Oh.
But there's one thing you have to know. For you to start, you don't have to be an expert.
Yes.
But if you don't start, you'll never be an expert. So
Wow.
when starting, take for example, you can do anything. When you go to Iwing Marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
you look at the categories. You
Yeah.
see caterers, you see MC,
Mm-hmm.
you see event planners,
Mm-hmm.
you see so many things. Select one that you think you can do
Mm-hmm.
and start practicing.
Yeah.
Practice until you get better. Take for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you want to be an MC, what's the best way to start? When you have family gathering,
Mm-hmm.
beg for the opportunity to be an MC.
MC.
When you go to even if you're not invited in a
Mm-hmm.
wedding, beg your friends that, please, if you're going to a wedding, take me with you.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to those weddings, sit, watch what the MC is doing,
Doing.
you know, take notes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go back home, you practice. Before you know it, 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road, you'll be a very good MC.
Wow.
And when you go out now, you start charging money.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Keep improving, keep learning.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Toride started,
Started. Yeah.
you were not the best, but look at where you are today. So, another thing also, right?
Mm-hmm.
About starting a business, right? A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people don't want to start because they're worried about what people will say about them,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And if you think like what people say about you would make a difference in your life, you'll never start
Start
anything, you'll
anything.
never go anywhere.
Anyway, that's true.
You are not Mambo Chocolate. You can't
Even
please
Mambo chocolate
everybody.
sometimes someone will say, "Man, this thing is too sweet."
Some people will love you,
Mm-hmm.
some people will despise you,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to keep going. You have to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you can use this information, whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
start up. If you want to be a photographer,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be a caterer, if you want to be an MC, if you want to be a makeup artist, you
Mm-hmm.
start from the bottom and you walk
You walk
yourself up.
up.
So if you see big MC today,
They started from somewhere.
the the cappuccino guy,
Mm-hmm.
Clifford
Mm-hmm.
Owusu.
Mm-hmm.
You can see them charging $5,000,
Mm-hmm.
$10,000, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's too expensive." But you don't know how much work they have put
Put
in
in.
to get to where they are. And you can also do that. You can start, and
Mm-hmm.
then I mean, if you're a photographer, your MC, video creator,
Mm-hmm.
write blogger and stuff like that, you can start. And then as you improve, you start increasing your
Your fees.
fees. So that's the first challenge, it having people to get that confidence, knowing how to start their business so that they can put it on Iwing Marketplace and we
Mhm.
can grow our community. For
Community.
those who already have a business,
Mhm.
I'm facing a lot of challenges with them. People who already have a business because
Mhm.
they get comfortable. They
Mhm.
don't know, like, having a business, you have to be learning every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to learn new things, even things that you're not comfortable with.
Mhm.
So a lot of people, they just want to keep being mediocre.
Grow.
They don't want to grow, and I see that a lot. I'm like, if you have a business you've been operating for 2 3 years, right, you
Mhm.
need to have a system.
Mhm.
Take, for example, if you're a restaurant owner, if you've been operating for 2 3 years, you definitely have built some clientele,
Mhm.
and you're getting new customers.
Mhm.
You want to be organized. You want to have a website.
Mhm.
Website shouldn't be expensive. With
Mhm.
200, $300, you can have a simple website that has your menu.
Mhm.
So you will not be answering 100
Course
calls
on the same
on
day.
the same day.
Mhm.
Oh, what food do you have? You
Mhm.
need to have a website so
Mhm.
people can just go there,
Go there
look
and.
what they want, and then order from there.
Mhm.
And you, as a business owner, it's your duty to train people to know how to communicate with you,
Mhm.
to know how to use your system.
Mhm.
Because if you don't train them, they're going to keep coming to ask you simple questions that they
Question.
can find
Just go to your
on your
website.
website. And that burns you out.
That's true.
But the good thing is, we have a good number of people that are understanding the importance of building a system. So recently, we've done about close to 10 websites for different clients. Because Iway Marketplace, we don't, like I said, we don't only list you on the platform.
Mhm.
We build system
Mhm.
that would help you to give a better customer experience
Mhm.
to your clients. We help you tell your story so people can, like you, people can trust you,
Mhm.
and people will only do business with you when they trust
Interesting.
you.
That's true. So now this is you talk a lot about the community, and you don't only talk. I see you put in the work. I see you traveling around the United States, across the world, talking to people, reaching to people in our community, and encouraging them and pushing them. Sometimes I feel like you even forces some people to exploit their God-given talent and all of that in the name of business. Why do you think this is important? Why do you think it's important for our community to have business? Because most of these people, they already have a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
which maybe they are comfortable with.
Hmm.
They're probably making good money. But then I see you continue to encourage people on, hey, you need to have this thing. Whether you want to call it side something, you want to call it whatever, but then you need to have this. Why are you doing that?
Man, that's a very beautiful question, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad you brought that up. First things first. God gave me a gift.
Mm-hmm.
God gave me talent.
Mm-hmm.
As an educator,
Yes.
so I know why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to educate,
Okay.
right? So I go around, make sure I educate people a lot about, starting up a business, improving their communication, learning how to network and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy when I do this,
Okay.
so just the happiness keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing is, our job, right,
Mm-hmm.
is not gonna make us be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We get fulfilled when we serve the community.
Okay.
You know, I don't know about you, but when I'm doing an Iway Marketplace interview,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm helping people putting their business on the Iway Marketplace, and
Mm-hmm.
then when they call me back to tell me, Ivan, you don't know what happened. I got a lot of calls,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the people that called me are people that I knew back when I was growing up, and they
Mm-hmm.
bought from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to make this amount of money. My sales went up like
Mm-hmm.
30, 40%.
Yeah.
Man, that makes me really happy that, I made an impact
In
in
somebody's life.
somebody's life,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then secondly, nowadays we're in a different time, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
The technological age
Age.
where AI,
Yes.
artificial intelligence
Intelligence.
will take over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's already here,
Mm-hmm.
if you've not noticed it, but it's already here. Most jobs now are being either outsource
Source. Yeah.
or there's a system that have been created to do all those
Exactly.
jobs.
Yeah.
Accounting,
Went to Walmart the other day, and
HR,
what I
human
noticed
resource,
was there were more self service machines.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, human resource,
Mm-hmm.
accounting, customer service, all those jobs in 5 years, 10 years down the road,
Mm-hmm.
few of them will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way we can survive is
Mm.
to adapt to the time.
The times.
And when I say adapt to the time, what does that mean? It just simply means learn to do what AI cannot do.
Do.
You know,
Wow.
take for example, someone like me.
Mm-hmm.
How many things can I do? I do photography, I do videography, I do web design, I
Mm-hmm.
do logo creation.
Mm-hmm.
I do consulting,
Mm-hmm.
I do coaching, I educate people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So even if I don't have a job, right,
Mm-hmm.
I can still make bread. I can still make my own money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But imagine if you're dependent only on your job and then you lose that job. You know what I mean? And then you have nothing to fall back on.
Back.
That is very hard. That's why a lot of people get depressed.
That's true.
That's why a lot of people, they just lose their life all of a sudden, and you're wondering like, that person was very healthy.
Healthy.
What
What
happened?
happened?
You know, and then you see sometimes people work and then they're like 45 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're out of job and they're applying for jobs and they can't find jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't invest time in building something, in
Mm-hmm.
building a business.
Yeah.
You know, you see they get really stuck and then they have a lot of crisis.
That's true.
When you get 45, right,
Mm-hmm.
employees or employers would like
Mm.
to hire someone who is younger.
Younger.
So your chances of getting certain job becomes very difficult.
Difficult.
Except if you are an expert in your field. Take for example, like if you're a medical doctor
Mm-hmm.
or RN nurse, all those things, all those careers, it's high in demand. But few people are in those high in demand uh,
Careers.
careers because you have to put in the work
That's true.
in order to get there. You have to study just to be a medical doctor. It's a lot of books,
Mm-hmm.
articles, things you have to read, practice. I mean, so how many people can do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage people to start up their own business because I know
Mm-hmm.
not everybody
Yeah.
can get into this hot career
Mm-hmm.
in IT that will always be there,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Nursing is always be
And
there.
if you can't get to that level,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to look at your community,
Mm-hmm.
identify the problems
Mm-hmm.
in your community,
Mm-hmm.
and try to create a product or service that will cater for that.
Which puts you in that place where you end up serving your community. I really like
Exactly.
that. Identify a problem,
Hmm.
create a solution,
Hmm.
and share that with your
Hmm.
community.
Hmm.
When you do that, I usually don't say sell.
Hmm.
I say share because you are actually providing a service to your community. And the other thing our community needs to understand also is the fact that we don't have any choice. We really need to do this because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, you don't just want to work, 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 and work. You want to
Hmm.
do something that can help you manage your time, control your time.
Right.
It starts with being self-employed, then
Right.
it grows to becoming an
Entrepreneur
entrepreneur
business.
where you
Yeah.
hire people and you can sit and they do the work for you, and then you can spend time with your beautiful family.
Well said.
So, for the few that are watching, please share. Can we go ahead again and share the video, maybe on WhatsApp and other
Yo, yeah, yeah. I should have shared it in
platforms?
some WhatsApp groups. Why did I forget about that,
Yeah.
man? The last time I remember quickly.
Yeah, for those who are watching, please share and please invite a few people, especially those who have businesses, to join the conversation. We just want to talk. We just want to have this conversation so together we can push our community to a better place. Not only we fit do am, no man no go do am for we.
Nobody,
Not
nobody.
only we fit do am, no man no go help we until we start helping ourselves. Maybe when we start helping ourselves, people will come on to want to help also. My weekend was fun, was busy, was
What
crazy.
did you do this weekend?
As usual, bro. Toride, Toride, Toride.
There was a show in town. Did you make it there?
No,
The ex Malaya.
I did not actually go because I finished really late
Hmm.
out here in the. I had to. It's not easy on me, bro. Sometimes people want you to be at 10 different places.
I know, man.
Yeah,
You are doing a lot of stuff. I don't know how you manage everything. 'Cause I know you do wedding photography,
yeah. I do photography, not
videography.
just wedding.
Yeah.
Photography, videography, and all of. But the truth is, those things are that, and that's the one thing I feel like our community people still. I don't know if I should say neglect or they don't understand or they are not investing time in. Doing something that is passion for you and you getting paid.
Mhm,
That is probably the best thing. That is the best thing that can happen to anyone. I don't
mhm,
know if people in our community understand that. I don't know if
mhm.
people in our
You
community,
can't pass down your job
yeah,
to your kids, but you can
and that's
build a
a big
business
business. Yep,
and pass it down to
yep,
them. That alone, man,
yep.
that alone should inspire you to go out there and create a
I was talking
business.
to someone the other day, and they said something that made me feel like,
Hmm.
life is interesting. So they were asking me, do you understand why you were born in Africa? Do you understand why you were born in Cameroon? Probably not from a very broke family, but if the community is broke,
Hmm.
technically you guys are also broke.
Right.
Do you understand why you were born in that place where your parents couldn't afford three
Hmm.
square meals a day and all of that? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just by coincidence. Maybe say no. That is actually the biggest blessing you should you should know you have, because guess what? That was God teaching you. That was God teaching you how to make decisions
Right.
without money.
True.
That was nature teaching you how you can go about your things
Hmm.
without money. Now, when you
100%
have the
true.
money or when you have all these resources, other resources, and all of that,
Hmm.
you can actually still not think about those things, but then make reasonable decisions that can will
Very
not only
true.
benefit you but
Very
also
true.
benefit your community.
Very
And
true.
that is the reason why it is easy to see someone with AI rule the world in the nearest future. Okay, you answer that question. Let me
Hmm.
just finish what I'm saying.
Hmm.
That's the reason why it is easy to see someone who came from there
Hmm.
going back to do something
Hmm.
rather than someone who has never been there.
Hmm.
You understand?
Hmm.
I'm going to use a funny example, but I just want you to answer. Have you ever seen our former president doing any charitable work in Africa in like giving out? Did you ever see that anywhere online?
No, no,
Okay,
I
I
don't
don't know.
think
I've
so.
never seen that also. But I don't blame him. He has his own way of doing things. He has his own way, his own places where he's impacting lives, maybe positively.
Mhm,
But it will be difficult to see someone like that do it because guess what? They are not there. If you even see people like even the Bill Gates and most of these people, they have someone who has been in that place who is showing them pictures and telling them that it is really difficult down there. We need to go out
mhm,
there
and help.
and do something. So
Oh,
for me, that is how I see the community. That's the same way I think about our community.
mhm,
Like because I came from that place
mhm,
where I was empty, I know how it feels. I know how it feels for those who are there right
mhm,
now. That's
mhm,
the reason why people like me and you, we go around encouraging
mhm,
people to not only focus on the 9 to 5,
mhm.
but also push with something that they can hand out to
Man,
their
let
kids.
me add to what you're saying.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Let me add to what you're saying. The sad part in life, is to
Hmm.
see someone not able to pull themselves out.
Hmm.
You know what I
That's
mean,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So I've been in that situation
Hmm.
where things were really hard for
Hard.
us.
Wow.
Like in 1990
Hmm.
during the multi-partyism, and then 1994 the
Hmm.
devaluation, we were doing quite well.
Yes.
My dad used to be like the top photographer in Boya Town,
Hmm.
and the advantage he had was that most of us Cameroonians, right?
Hmm. Yes.
We don't buy. We had that mentality that if somebody's a photographer,
Mhm.
right? The
They
person
are
is
down there.
down there, they're suffering and stuff
Trust me,
like
even
that.
in 2023, people still have that
Man, it's
mentality.
very sad.
I look at some of them and say,
It's
you don't
very
even know I
sad.
can hire you, pay
Hmm.
you. And
It's very sad. So around around the 80s, right?
hmm
Mostly Nigerians in
yes,
Boya
yeah,
and Southwest were doing photography. You had Rex Photos
hmm
and couple of them,
yeah,
you know. So my dad started his photography in studio, I think in the 70s, sorry, around the 70s,
hmm
most photographers were Nigerian. My
hmm
dad started around 72, 73.
yeah,
It took him time to practice and perfect his skills.
hmm
So most Cameroonians came to him,
hmm
not that he was the best,
best, yeah,
but because he was a
from the
Cameroonian,
yeah,
so
hmm
he became so popular. When you go to Boya, you noble photos,
hmm
you say in back in the days,
hmm
you say you're looking for noble photos.
hmm
Everybody will bring you to our place because
hmm
he was covering many different occasions, going to
hmm
school, taking pictures and stuff like that.
hmm
So in 1994, with the devaluation, and then the Koreans came with the printing machine that were like efficient and
hmm
fast, his business became slow.
wow,
So my dad is that kind of person that he took care of the household,
hmm
and my mom was taking care of the kids,
hmm
so due to that difficulties, my
hmm
mom started her small little chin chin business,
hmm
Alaska donuts.
hmm
So like at the age of 13,
hmm
I was already going to Munya market
to go sell,
to go sell
building you,
to go sell donuts.
yep,
I learned a lot. In the
yep,
beginning, it was hard. Like
yep.
when I see some of my classmates coming, I will abandon the
The
thing
thing
and
I
run and
hide,
hide.
man,
But then I realized like my sales are down, man.
yeah,
It's not helping us.
helping
You know
you.
what I did?
Mm-mm.
I was in Lycée Moliko back then. I realized that in Lycée Moliko is big.
Mm,
So when they have GCE
mm-hmm,
going on,
mm-hmm,
I tell my mom to make a lot of donuts. She said,
mm,
"How are we gonna sell it?" I said, "Don't worry, make that donut." So since I was shy,
mm-hmm,
I took the donut to the same molecule and then I stood somewhere. Immediately they finished writing and students were coming out of the
out.
class.
Mm-hmm.
I went in there. I don't know where the courage came. I went in
No,
there. I'm like, hot donut, hot. When you finish from exam and
mm-hmm.
you're so
You're hungry and
hungry, you're
yeah.
just looking at, since I was a lycée student, so they
Mm-hmm,
let me in and
mm-hmm.
people were happy to see
Yeah, to
me.
see you do
I got
something.
there and people bought all the donut. I
Mm-hmm.
ran back home and told mom to make more. It's
More.
gone. And then she was like, "How did you sell it? Are you
So
sure this is not a
yeah.
scam?" Or the-"
I think that is so for some of us. I actually helped
Mhm,
also
mhm.
crazy stuff. Like you
No.
said, when you start, you're shy
Yeah,
because you feel like your friends are laughing
right,
at you and
right.
all of that. And that is the same thing. Trust me, it's still
Mhm.
happening in our community.
Wow,
For some
wow.
people who feel like I don't want to go into 9 to 5
Mhm,
or I want to quit my nine to
mhm,
five to try something
mhm,
business
mhm,
wise, self-employed. Normally you're definitely going to start
mhm.
small.
Right.
You understand? It's
Mhm,
gonna be maybe something that looks mean
mhm.
because it is only mean
I
in our
mean, you're
community.
you're
You
definitely you're
understand?
right.
So it still happens, but I
Mhm,
just thank God that um with the fact that we have so many people who have had that breakthrough, they started
mhm,
small and today they are big.
mhm,
People like Chef Colette,
mhm.
you understand? People
Right.
like
Stan Young
Princess
clothing.
Stallion Clothing,
Mhm,
people like G
mhm,
Money,
mhm.
people like Raphael
Frank
Gine,
Frank LaShelta.
Lachette.
I spoke to him. He started like 15 years ago in
Mm-hmm,
his basement,
mm-hmm.
and it's just now that he's finally opening a store
Store
front. And I asked him like, why did it take that long?
long.
He said the most important thing I wanted to do for myself is to get a bachelor's degree,
Mm-hmm,
and that was expensive. That was difficult.
mm-hmm.
And as soon as I achieved that, then I started preparing
Now
to
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 take this thing
grow.
to another level.
That's one
and
of.
and that is it. I like what you said earlier about we need to start. If
Mhm.
you are going to make progress, you must
You
start.
must start.
So
You
once
must
you
start.
start, then you continue to push.
Mhm.
Our people should know it is important. 9 to 5 is perfect, it is good, it is great. I don't know if it's comfortable, it might be comfortable to you, but like
Mhm.
you said earlier, you are not going to hand that 9 to 5
To
to
your
your
kids.
your kids.
And then there will be days, there will be time that you might not have that job,
Mm-hmm,
right? And if you don't have no skills, how will
mm-hmm. How
you
will you do?
survive?
Wow.
Because I've seen people, 50 years old, they've never done anything related to entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll call me and like, Ivan, where do I start? But the good thing is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you decide to start,
Start.
no
It's
matter
still a
how
good
old
time.
you are, it's still a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you decide to start, it's always a learning process.
Process.
So the first few years, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna stumble, you're gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
But if you persist,
Mm-hmm.
you will grow.
I just want to add that our people should start looking at things like this, right?
Mhm.
Uh we get to that point where it's not about us anymore, it's about our kids. And the
Right.
only way you can actually help these kids is if you know a lot.
Hmm.
You understand? If the only thing you know is 1 plus 1, that is the only thing you
You're
pass down to your
limited.
kids.
Yeah.
If you have this 9 to 5 experience and you have a
A
self
side hustle.
let me call it a self-employed experience, and
Right.
you have this business experience and all of
Right.
that, just imagine how much your kids are
They
going
will
to
see
benefit.
and they will learn and
Yeah.
they take for. I always make example because
Yep.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So like to relate to myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I went out to sell donuts and all those stuff,
Mm-hmm.
man, I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I built my confidence.
Wow.
I learned how to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can sell ice
Mm. No,
to
and
in
and
the
and
North Pole,
and
and
that
people will
is
buy.
that is one other thing people feel our community is not talking about.
Right.
Selling is a skill everyone is
If you
supposed to
don't have
have.
selling skills, there's
Every
nothing you can
When
do
you
in
go
this
for an
life.
interview, you're
You
selling yourself, even for the
yeah.
9 to 5.
Mhm.
When you at work, you need to sell yourself to the best, to your
Mm,
colleagues and all of that. So
mm,
because that's the reason why I remember when I was doing 9 to 5, probably like 5 6 years ago,
mhm,
bro. I realized I was always feeling like it seems like everyone saying hates me. It seems like these people hate me. Why is this person hating on
mhm,
me? Why is this person jealous and all of that?
mhm,
It was only when I started learning and reading
mhm.
books about self-development, about
Right.
sales and all of that. And I was like, wow, I was actually selling myself wrongly to these people.
Wow.
You need to know how to sell yourself, not because you want to become a business person, but because you want to have good relationship with
With
people.
people.
You understand? Let me just say this.
Mhm,
We were supposed to start 8 o'clock.
mhm,
Oh, first of all, I was actually gonna text you to move it to 8:30. And
mhm.
then you text me, you say 8:30, and I was like, okay, thank God. And at 8:30, you text me, you say traffic. It is very, very normal, especially you are not from Dallas.
Right.
So you don't know the traffic hours and
Exactly.
all of
And
that.
the highways
Yeah,
in
that
Dallas,
is it.
man, I've never seen this
So
number of highway. Man, I had to take 4 state highway or
highways
five
to,
state
yeah, to
highway to
get
get
to.
here, man.
So that is the thing, right?
Mhm, mhm,
Now we said 8:30 and 8:39,
mhm,
yeah, and
mhm,
I start getting frustrated.
mhm,
But guess what? When you walk in here,
mhm.
the way you looked at me, the way you talked to me, and everything, I was just like, it just passed.
Right.
That was you selling yourself.
Right. I'm glad you
Because,
said that,
of course,
man.
that was you
Because I
selling
was
yourself.
worried. I didn't know if you were
Yeah.
still angry with
If you
me
just
or.
came in here and
Mhm,
you were just like, the look in your face was like, hey, my brother, I'm sorry I kept you this long. Like, it
mhm,
was obvious.
mhm,
Another person would just get in here with pride and just be like,
mhm.
hey, let's jump on this and blah, 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 blah,
Right.
without maybe.
Right.
So I think sales is really, really important. I want us to answer this question somebody asked.
Mhm.
My brother Omega Don, thank you very much for the question. Will AI rule the world in the nearest future? What is your take?
So the thing about AI is that there are lots of things that AI is already doing
Mm-hmm.
right now. Take for example, if you want to start up your business, right, you
Mm-hmm.
can ask
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT,
Mm-hmm.
right, to create everything you need for your
These are things
marketing.
our community right now we are ignoring, but
Mm-hmm.
it's actually taking over the
It's
world.
taking over.
Yep.
So Chat GPT would do the graphic design for you, do the
Mm-hmm.
logo for you,
Mm-hmm.
do the business
Mm-hmm.
description and everything that you need,
Which is something a person was
which is
supposed to be
something
doing.
somebody has to pay me,
Yeah. To
Ivan
do.
Consulting and Training to do. Man, do you know how that makes me feel?
Frustrate. Yep.
That already is showing me that
You need
AI
to
cannot
think.
take pictures.
Yeah.
AI cannot do these videos,
Videos.
man. So
Yeah.
every
And
day
guess
I'm
what? They are looking
trying to
for
be
means.
perfect. Yeah.
I bet you they are looking for me. Because I remember when photo booth came out.
Right.
You know the photo where they
Right.
put it,
Where
it
you
stays there, and then
right.
people will just go and stand and maybe
Mm-hmm.
press the button and they
Mm-hmm.
take their picture and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was like, "Oh, Sako, it's done for you on photography." There is this thing they call photo booth and blah blah blah. I looked at it, I studied the whole thing, and I told the person, "No, there is something that this photo booth cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot go to an event and
Mm-hmm.
walk around and
pick
take pictures.
pick
So the
that
only,
beautiful
yeah,
moment.
those beautiful moments, it will not do
They will
that.
not do that.
So photography is, for now,
It will always,
photography is
yeah.
always going to
I
be there.
cannot do that.
Someone one time came, walk up to me and say, "Oh, people are not taking pictures with their phones and this and that." I'm like, "Yeah,
It's never
they can
gonna
take
be
picture with their phone, but
professional.
guess what?
Mhm,
They are not professional. They
mhm,
don't know anything about
mhm,
lighting,
mhm.
about aperture, about angles,
Angles.
and all of that. That
Right.
is the reason why a professional comes in.
Right.
So, like you were saying,
Mhm.
no, just answer your question with AI. So my brother, sorry, I interrupted him. When he's here, I always
No,
like
I
to
mean,
talk.
I did know. I'm
Mm-hmm,
really glad you. I
mm-hmm,
mean, we have to. It's about sharing. That's why I
mm-hmm,
like Tori Day.
mm-hmm,
You know, It's about sharing information, and you also. You're very knowledgeable. What you said is you've answered the question
mm-hmm,
with real example. I don't
mm-hmm,
even think I could have brought that example,
mm-hmm.
the one that you gave.
Yes.
But yeah, AI is. They said, take for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a typical example. uh, the United Nations, right?
Yes.
They used to hire a lot of HR,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, accountant and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. But
Mm-hmm.
now they created a system that is called Omoja,
Mm-hmm.
so now most employees, right, the
Mm-hmm.
UN staff, if
Mm-hmm.
they need to travel, they can input their information themselves. If
Mm-hmm.
they need HR information, something that previously were
We
done
need to,
by, they
yeah,
used to employ thousands of people
people
to
to
do,
do.
but now they shifted that responsibility on staff, so
Mm-hmm.
staff get to do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine how
Wow.
hard it is to get a UN job
Job
now.
now.
Before, I mean, it was quite easy,
Yeah.
you know. And then when you see in the tech world, you
Mm-hmm.
hear Amazon is laying off 10,000
Mm-hmm.
jobs. You hear uh, Apple
Apple.
downsizing
Mm-hmm.
or cutting jobs.
Mm-hmm.
What tells you they hired so many people because they were building system.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
they were building AI system. They were
Mm-hmm.
building system that incorporate machine learning.
Yes.
And those systems have been built already. Now they're just doing testing and
Mm-hmm.
trials.
Wow.
So they don't need people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got into Scrum
Mm-hmm.
thinking that you're gonna be Scrum Master
For the
for
rest of your
five,
life,
10 years,
be careful.
you are in the wrong road, man.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to hit a police car
Mm-hmm.
from behind. When you hit a police car from behind, they'll just arrest you and lock you, and that's finished.
And that is one thing our community, like I said,
Mhm,
conversations like this are really important, because that is when that is the only time we get to
mhm,
learn from what this
mhm,
person know, the other person
mhm.
know, the other person know. And you just brought up something that is really, really
Wait,
important.
1 second. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that Scrum Master will totally
No, no,
be
I understand.
over, but what I'm just saying is that the jobs when they were hiring so many people, it's
Hmm.
because there was a lot of things to be done, but
Yeah,
now it's shrinking.
but guess what?
Mhm,
Guess what?
mhm.
The question we should start asking ourselves is, what are some of the jobs that AI
AI
can easily
cannot do.
replace?
Hmm.
No, can easily
Oh, can
replace.
yeah, yeah,
Scrum is one of them.
right.
IT can be one of them. You
Hmm.
know why? Because I feel like if you look at, like, I don't know too much about Scrum, but from the basics that I know, because I actually was learning about it for my business,
Hmm.
the basics that I know, it's actually a system or process that the Scrum Master follows every day. This
Hmm.
is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. These are the questions I'm supposed to ask. And guess what?
Hmm.
AI, the technology can actually produce a system that can do that same thing.
Right,
It
right.
might not be there right now because they're still having some
Hmm.
glitches, they're still
Hmm.
having some, but guess what? When it happens,
Just
like
like
you said,
Omoja,
like
that
Omoja,
replaces something.
thousands
Because
and thousands.
Scrum is like you are managing developers, right? They
Mm-hmm.
can be 8 in a team,
Team.
right? And you're basically settling dispute
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that the work is moving,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
if they finally find a system
System
that
that can manage all of, yeah.
manage all of
Mm-hmm.
them, they will rather use those systems.
Yeah.
And mind you, with Scrum, right, when they take you as a Scrum and you're working in an organization, right,
Mm-hmm.
the staff in those companies, they're watching what you're doing, and
Doing.
you're probably training them as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
What will happen 2 or 3 years down the road? Of course,
You know
one
what?
person will
Yeah.
be good at it,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll push you aside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what we're saying. We're not saying Scrum will be
With
totally
yeah.
over, but we're saying that if you're doing Scrum,
Yeah. Or any
start
other
that
thing,
catering
start
business
dash voila.
what that you love.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing Scrum, start that hair braiding business that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, don't you like multiple sources of income?
Income.
Because when you have multiple string of income,
Mm-hmm.
the more money you can make
Yeah.
to, settle your bills,
Mm-hmm.
go on vacation, and do the things that you love.
Wow.
Save money for your kids' education. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even if you don't need that money, you can save it for rainy days, because rainy days definitely
It will come.
it doesn't choose who it comes to.
Wow. Uh, man, we can go on and on and on and on and on and on. I wanted to ask you, at this moment, how satisfied are you with the level of self-employed people or entrepreneurs in our community?
Man, you're so smart, man. I just love the questions that you've been bringing, man. They're so relevant. You know what I mean? I'm not very satisfied because we
Mm-hmm.
can do more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're limited only in serving the people that are around us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, like, the African community
Mm-hmm.
is vast, it's big. We have
Mm-hmm.
the African American community also, which
Mm-hmm.
is also huge.
Mm-hmm.
And we have other communities as well. So why I'm not satisfied is because we don't push hard in
Mm-hmm.
order to break those barriers.
Mm-hmm.
We still feel like, we have to be mediocre and
Mm-hmm.
people will accept us for
Accept
what
also,
we are.
yeah.
No, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying, what am I saying? I'm saying that if you are an MC,
Mm-hmm.
learn every day until you be the best.
Okay.
I'll rephrase, I will bring the same example like
Mm-hmm.
Cappuccino
Mm-hmm.
or Clifford
Mm-hmm.
that I met yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
right? When he started and where he is now,
No.
you can see there's a lot of transformation that has
Happen.
taken place,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you can see that he can charge whatever he
I
wants
want
and
to
people will pay.
pay.
Okay, let me bring this example. Yesterday wedding was my little sister. She's a Cameroonian
Mm-hmm.
and she got married to a Tanzanian,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the MC was
Nigerian.
Clifford,
Ghanaian.
Ghanaian.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you? If you're talented,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter where you
You
come
come
from.
from.
People will find you
Mm-hmm.
and they'll book your service.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Iwing Marketplace is here,
Mm-hmm.
because it gives that opportunity for anyone to make it
Mm-hmm.
as long as you're talented.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you are listed on Iwing Marketplace, people will come and check your Instagram, which will be on your
Mm-hmm.
Iwing Marketplace store.
Mm-hmm.
They'll check your website, they'll check your Facebook.
Yeah.
And when they see that, oh, you can deliver,
Deliver. Yeah.
they will contact you.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what is happening now. It's not about the people you know. It's not about where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
It's about your talent. And that's why I'm not satisfied, because we start something and then we're doing well and all of a sudden we think we have arrived.
Mm-hmm.
We stop educating ourselves. We stop building systems. We have to be able to grow as people, you know.
Wow.
Mhm.
Man, like I said, we can go on and on and on and on and on. You when you were talking now, I was thinking about globalization.
Mhm.
Because that is what it is. A Cameroonian is getting married to a Tanzanian. You said
Mhm.
the husband is Tanzanian,
Right,
and the MC is Ghanaian. Guess
right.
what? I'm sure there were people there from almost every other part of the world. Uh, that is one other thing. One other conversation we're not having: globalization.
Mhm. Mhm.
Whatever you are doing, you
Mhm.
need to think at the
Global.
level of the
Start
start.
local,
Start local, but
think
think
global.
global. So
Right. It
whatever,
doesn't matter where you are.
yeah,
Sorry, let me
yeah,
cut
no,
you.
yeah.
If you're a Cameroonian,
Mm-hmm,
right, you live in Cameroon, right?
mm-hmm,
If you're very good at
mm-hmm,
graphic design,
mm-hmm,
if you're a good writer,
mm-hmm,
if you're a good video editor, right,
mm-hmm,
and you put yourself out there like on Fiverr,
mm-hmm,
like on Iway Marketplace, on Facebook or Instagram,
mm-hmm.
right? People in different countries
Countries,
would look at your work
and purchase your
and they would like
service.
to
Mm-hmm.
contact you
Yeah.
because things can be done digital.
Mm-hmm,
So when you have that mindset that you're local
mm-hmm.
or you're thinking global,
Global.
you've made it already.
That was the same thing I was telling a friend who wanted to start a business. I was telling them, you know, one of the things I noticed when we were growing up, most of the people wanted to do business, and even right up to now, most friends who will come to me and say, "Hey, Osaka, I want to start some business," all of that.
Mhm,
If you ask them what they want to do, most of them, the type of business they want to do
mhm,
tells you that they're only targeting their quartier.
mhm,
Oh, I want to make my small pop and beans a place. Oh, I want to make my small fumbo. Oh, I want like most of the businesses they want to do, oh, I want to go to buy this woman shoe them for Douala, can they sell them
Mhm.
for? And I'm
Mhm.
like, you guys are still thinking within the Cartier.
Mhm.
Pay attention. That man maybe they sell popo for Cartier, say they see they for Cartier.
Mhm.
Except say we get picky, we be think out of the box
Mhm.
and then it don't grow bigger and all of that.
Mhm.
So if we continue to think that way, starting a business and only thinking that you're
Be
only
limited only
you
in the
want sell
quarter.
now to the Cameroonian
Your
community. By
next
the
door
way,
neighbor. Mhm.
our Cameroonian community, I will say this on video. Our Cameroonian community, there are some crazy people in there. You can never rely on them. You can never.
Oh, I like when you brought the fact that I was constantly texting you when I
Mhm,
was coming here to
mhm.
let you know I'm
The
running
situation,
late.
yeah,
Right. This is one customer service is one thing we have to incorporate in our community.
business.
If you're working with a client and you're
Mhm,
doing photo editing, or if you have to do cover an event, right?
mhm,
Inform the client that you're working with if you're running late,
mhm.
because sometimes people will just stay quiet and then show up like 2 hours late.
Nasako is good at that. Now, I will not show up late. I'll not show up late, but I'm not really good with communication. And like I said, I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm
That's
progressing.
good, man.
Sales is something we, whether we like it or not, sales is very important. And one of the most important thing about sales is what you call it now, service, customer service.
Customer
Yeah,
service,
it,
right?
it is very,
Customer
very important.
service, yeah.
Is there any other thing you feel like we should have discussed that we?
Yeah, wait, let's talk about when you start a business and you're, getting clients, from different countries or even within Cameroon, right?
Mm-hmm,
Make sure that you improve on your product and service to be quality, good quality,
mm-hmm.
because that's how you get repeated customers.
Customers.
So take for example, if you're a caterer,
Mm-hmm,
make sure that if you are creating dishes for people, it
mm-hmm.
should be consistent,
Yeah.
and the dish, or if you're creating like if you're cooking like ndole or ero or
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, do your best to make sure it's well done.
Prepared. Yeah.
It's well prepared. So, it's good. It's
Mm-hmm.
consistent. If I eat your arrow today, I
Yeah.
come back tomorrow,
It's the
it's
same
the
thing.
same arrow. Not
Yeah.
that today Maggie not pass, tomorrow salt over. This is that, because then people will just run away from
From you.
you. And then take for example, if you are a fashion designer
Mm-hmm.
and you have business with a client, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you show them the various fabrics
Mm-hmm.
so that they understand
Mm-hmm.
what they're getting. Because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen situations where people would order for clothes and then it comes and they're like, oh, I don't like the fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So you see there was a gap in
Yeah.
the
Yeah. So yeah,
communication.
communication. Yeah.
Right, right. So these are some of the things that we're facing. We know a lot of people. I'm talking to people who are already entrepreneurs, who
Mm-hmm.
already
Mm-hmm.
are serving people. They have a business and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you must improve if
Mm-hmm.
you want to stay in the business,
Mm-hmm.
because the only way to growth is by self-improvement and
Mm-hmm.
innovation.
Mm-hmm.
Think about new things that you can add
Mm-hmm.
that will make your service better.
That's true.
Think about what you can do, that because the more you give to a customer, right,
Mm-hmm.
and the more you make your customer happy, the more they're going to talk about your business to everyone. But take for example, you have a hair braiding salon. People come there,
Mm-hmm.
and then uh, maybe you have an argument with them,
Mm-hmm.
with other clients watching.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's a bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, people will just record that on their
Mm-hmm.
phone and then
You
they
share.
spread it on
That's a viral
Instagram, and
video.
nobody want to do business with you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
You must be able to provide good customer service. You
Mm-hmm.
must be able to provide a clean environment. You must be able to, you know, be good at what you do. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you're not good at what you do in the beginning, make
Mm-hmm.
sure to
To
improve, make sure
improve.
to learn, make sure to ask people like, how can I do this? How can
Mm-hmm.
I do that? When you do all that, within 2 years, 3 years,
Wow.
bam,
That's
you
true.
grow.
Now, we have few minutes to go. We're already at 54 minutes, and I think we have less than 3 minutes to clock an hour. Uh,
I'm not done, man. Let me finish with what this
okay,
point. The
okay.
second point is that, right? We like microwave success. People want
Hmm.
to start up a business today, then the
In
next day they
the
have
money should start coming in.
like $10,000, $20,000 in the
Hmm.
account. It doesn't work that
That way.
way. When you start up a business, right? The first few clients will be your
You know
friends.
what? I did laugh because if people walk in here and they're, oh, Tori Day, oh, did you do that? I just look at them and laugh like they don't know the struggle. You started the first time we did an interview in my apartment.
That's even before COVID,
That was before COVID.
around
The next time we did
2016,
an
17.
interview was a
And
church.
yeah.
Now we're in a studio.
Mhm.
All of this now about 6 years.
Wow, amazing. You've
You
grown,
understand? Then
man.
now people could just look the production and look at what we're doing and be like, oh, this I want to do like Toide. I want to. I'm like, okay.
Mm.
Not in a bad way, but then go ahead, start.
Mm.
Yeah, you be the talk something.
I don't even forget.
Yeah, if the travel, if
Age
the
don't
travel
come.
talk about people, the microwave success that
Oh yeah,
people,
people.
yeah,
Oh, thank you, man.
mhm.
You see the way age they do.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, not even age. Normally, when person caught you and then yeah,
Right. So with microwave success, right? It
mm-hmm,
doesn't take you anywhere. Build a strong brand.
mm-hmm,
Build a strong brand. This means start from where you are,
mm-hmm,
because a lot of time people don't start because they say they don't have money.
mm-hmm.
If your reason of not starting a business is because you don't have money,
Yeah,
then you don't have a
yeah, you
business.
don't have. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like Tori, they started. We did interview in his
Yeah,
room
mm-hmm.
because he couldn't afford a
A
studio.
studio.
So nowadays, you know, there's no excuse
Excuse.
not
That's
to
true.
start because you have Facebook, Instagram,
Mm-hmm,
Iwing Marketplace, and all these platforms that
mm-hmm.
you can put your business there and people
Yep.
will discover you. So one thing I like people to know is that when you start a business, right, the
Mm-hmm,
first few months, the first 5 months, right,
mm-hmm.
is very difficult. So you have to be persistent,
Patient.
you
Yeah.
have to persevere.
Mm-hmm,
And then I see a lot of people, they start their business and then they don't do any launching or publicity before their launch,
mm-hmm,
or they don't do publicity before their launch.
mm-hmm.
So they launch a business and nobody even know that
No, they have a
there was a
business.
new business in town.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you have to read it.
Ah!
Whatever you're doing, the first thing, if you have your date set,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's an event, even if it's a new business that you're opening, you have to let people know,
No.
no matter how small it is, come to Tori Day. And this is a very kind person I've known, Mosima.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first couple of gigs we have, I couldn't even afford you.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
Mm-hmm.
you were just starting,
Mm-hmm.
I gave you just something little. I said,
Mm-hmm.
my brother, help me.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I have.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, no, no, Ivan, don't give me. I had to beg you, like, no, man. So, like, Tori Day, Iwing Marketplace, we are here to serve our community. We are
Community.
here to spread the information
Mm-hmm. About
about
your
new
business. Yeah.
businesses, about events,
New ideas.
about ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't have a business
Mm-hmm.
and you have something that you want to share with our
Show the
community,
community.
we are still here to give you our platform.
That's true.
And the best thing about what we do is that you don't need to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're in California,
California,
even if you're in Las Vegas or
Mhm.
anywhere,
Mhm.
we can do like a live interview.
Mhm.
You just get to Tori Day, you do a live interview.
Mhm.
A lot of people around the US will know.
That's true.
We have worked really hard to build an audience. It's
Mhm.
not been easy.
And when he says we have worked really hard to build an audience, he it's serious and it's huge. Yeah, nowadays I need even for myself I need even over talk because I know the following I have. I understand the influence I have.
Mhm.
And one of my prayers, my biggest prayer, even I say, God, not ever leave my use my influence, my use my power negatively.
That's
You
good,
gave me
man. Amen.
everything because you know very well I was going to use it to build my community. But then
Right.
sometimes the devil will test you, the devil will try you, the devil will push you around.
Mhm.
Now my biggest prayer that now I wanted us to just touch on this. If you can touch on this for just 1 minute, because I want us to end at exactly 1 hour.
Mhm.
If we can touch on this for less than 2 minutes,
Mhm.
social media, what is the role? How important is social media in our everyday activity as self-employed or entrepreneurs at the moment?
That's a very good question again, man.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, your social media pages
Mm-hmm.
are your resume.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes,
are your resume. So people look at it to know the kind of person that you
you
are.
are.
So you have to be mindful
Mm-hmm.
about what you share.
Mm-hmm.
If you constantly share negative information or bad news and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
people already know your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
But if you share your creativity
Mm-hmm.
and the things that you do, right, people can already see and then they trust you that no, this is real,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So social media is the most powerful tools now that has given the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
for anybody to disrupt whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Iway Marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
is disrupting a lot of businesses right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Take for example, we're disrupting Amazon
Mm-hmm.
because there are a lot of Africans now that cannot, they use Iway
Marketplace
Marketplace
instead of
just in order
Amazon.
to
Yeah.
still reach
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people. So social media is a very powerful tool, and if you learn how to use it,
Mm-hmm.
you would do amazingly well. You'll
Wow.
be able to grow whatever initiative you have going, be it sell your products or service, be it communicate with people,
Mm-hmm.
be it, to change mindset. And there are ways to use this platform. There are trends that are constantly shifting.
Mm-hmm.
Like for now, the biggest trends are reels.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to create good reels,
Reels.
good captivating reels,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even need to run ads. You don't
Mm-hmm.
even need to spend your money to run ads. When you create good reels, right,
Mm-hmm.
it filters into many different profiles
Mm-hmm.
and you get a lot of reach,
Wow.
you know. And one best thing that I've done or we've done with iWing Marketplace is that
Mm-hmm.
we created Iway Marketplace to make it easier for people
Mm-hmm.
to discover you and get the information that they need
Mm-hmm.
to connect with you.
Yeah.
So when you list your business on Iway Marketplace, you have a store,
Mm-hmm.
and that store will have your top social media pages like your Instagram, your Facebook, YouTube. YouTube is very, very powerful,
Okay.
Twitter, and then with your website. So these are the tools people need in order to determine if you're trustworthy, if you're credible,
Mm-hmm.
credible, And when people see those pages, they see your work, why won't they contact you?
Boss, we're already at 1 hour, 1 minute. Thank you guys very, very much
I
for
try to
watching.
keep it 1 minute.
My
No.
brother Mola Rudi. Thank you very, very much for your input. Rudy, for the last thing we talk about social media. Social media is a shaking rock, it builds and destroys. But the power of social media is communication. And that is the thing. It is not only social media, it is life, it is everything
Everything in
about
life
life,
has good and
good
bad.
and
It
bad.
depends on
It
how you
depends on
use
how
it.
you use it, or depends on, that's the reason why I was saying I pray every day to not use the things that God has empowered me with to do
Someone
negative.
Exactly. Someone who sit on social media, Facebook, Instagram, they only scrolling
Mhm,
pictures and stuff like
mhm,
that. They're
mhm.
not creating
They know,
anything.
yep.
You know what I mean? So it
So
makes
so
no sense for that person.
yeah.
But a lot of people, they put their product every day. People call. Take for example myself.
Mhm,
A lot of people that want to get listed on Iway Marketplace,
mhm,
they just go through the Instagram,
mhm,
Facebook, and they see a lot of content. They see those interviews.
mhm,
They see how people are giving testimonials
mhm,
about how successful they've been on Iway Marketplace. Immediately, they'll just call me.
mhm,
So I get a lot of calls coming from my social media,
mhm.
from people who discover me through Instagram and
Instagram,
Facebook.
Facebook,
Imagine if I didn't have that.
that. So yeah, that is it. It's not just social media, it's life. It has its ups and downs, it has its positive and negatives.
Mm.
It is on you to decide how you want to use
Use
it.
it.
Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to share the video when you come to watch. For those who are watching now, good. For those who watch later, good. Let us know what you think. We want comments. If you know anyone you want to have on the show, live, we are in Arlington. As for Ivan, he's in New York. But then there's always a way to reach out to you. There's always a way to put you out there. Reach out to him. Sorry, I did not prepare for his social media handles to be on the screen, but like I said, the name is Iwing Marketplace. Iwing, Iwing Marketplace, as in marketplace, but one word. And then his name is Ivan, like on the screen. I think if you look at the
Yeah, you,
title,
you
it
can
says,
call me. You can call me directly. I
mhm.
I love
What is your phone
talking to
number?
people. My phone number is 347 235 7509. Yeah, if you want to start up a business, if you have an idea and you want to transform that idea in a business, I'm here to help you. If you have a business and you want to reach more customers, I'm here to help you. So I help people I mean, in the three different stages. You know, I
Mm,
help you to create brand awareness so a lot of people can get to know you. I also help you for you to, build trust and credibility so people can buy from you.
mhm.
And I also help you to keep those customers that will buy from you, so that they can become your loyal customers. And just imagine if you have so many loyal customers, you won.
You only tell una say e go help you for transform your idea to business. Even if you no get idea, go talk with you.
Right.
It go pick some idea inside you where you not even know, because that is the difference between you and somebody like him who
Mhm.
grow up in business. They can
Mhm.
easily identify
What?
that thing in you that
Right.
can bring you an extra income. Reach out to him. That is the name on the screen. Iwing Marketplace. Mama Tina, thank you very much. Let me say it in French. Mama Tina, merci beaucoup
That's
pour
my
ce.
wife,
I know
by the way.
pour ce que vous avez fait. Thank you very much, guys.
and
Thank
sh
you, thank you, thank you.
and I want to thank her also for
Mhm,
everything that she's been doing to encourage me.
mhm.
When I'm live, she always there commenting. She give me review and say this is what you can do to improve.
Good woman, I find
I
you
mean,
know.
I thank God for sending her to me. She's been a rock.
Yeah, man, that is life.
Mhm.
No man. There's a reason why. Man, I will say one stupid thing. There's a reason why God give woman that thing and he give man picking that thing. So whether we like it or not, we always find way for one meet up, for
Mhm.
work together.
Right.
And if you start looking at life that way, then you definitely make amends and want to work as a community. I want to
Right.
do things with people. And
Mhm.
once you start doing things with people, the kind of starting point. Thank you guys again and again. That is motto that I've got for today. Follow to read it, like us, share this video. Please let us know what you think. If you have someone you want us to have a conversation with on the segment, let us know.